How do I know that I'm a woman deep down? Probably because my girlfriend's a lesbian. I'm a trans woman, but before I came out of the closet, my lesbian friend had a crush on me. Me when I was a man. They had a crush on twink me, and they were super confused about it. And then I was like, I need to tell you something, girl. And then I came out as a woman to her, and she was like, that's why. Oh my god, I pre-ordered you. And like, if you want any more evidence, I mean, I look really pretty in this skirt and this whole outfit. Look at it spin. But like, if my partner accepts me for being a woman, then like, what issue do we have here? Why do I need to prove to society, to my peers, to anybody that I'm a woman? If the people who are closest to me already fully believe that I'm a woman, shouldn't you just go along with it because that's the polite thing to do? Like, I believe I'm a woman, and I act like it, and I look like one. And so I feel like the respectful, kind thing to do is to just trust me.
What the hell did you just say?
If the people who are closest to me already fully believe that I'm a woman, shouldn't you just go along with it because that's the polite thing to do?
No. No, man. Shit, no, man.
Now listen, just because a person doesn't have the same delusions as that fellow we just heard from in the first clip, it doesn't mean they're not polite. It just means they have common sense. Anyway, welcome back. Thank you guys so much for joining me. So I have a very quick and fairly crazy clown world update for you guys today. And as usual, we have very little time to waste. So let's get into it. Now, if you place your attention on the screen for a moment, I don't know what's going on here. We have this fella standing, it looks like on top of a parking garage, in a diaper and a woman's brassiere. I don't know, I'm speechless.
You're fucking weird.
All right, let's keep it moving with severely Trump-deranged rock star Eddie Vedder, who is the lead singer of the band Pearl Jam. Now, Eddie Vedder seems to be upset that Trump is selling watches. I mean, that's the beauty of capitalism, right? You try to sell something, if no one buys it, then it was probably a bad idea, but what's the harm in trying? Unless you're a communist. Roll it.
A gold watch. They are selling. The same person who is every day telling us that citizens in America cannot afford eggs is somehow selling $100,000 watches.
Good point, Eddie, good point.
So which one is it? Maybe his friends can. Who am I talking about anyways? I don't want to offend anybody, so we'll just leave it open. But, okay, you know what? And I should clarify, because there's the $100,000 version. There's also the $500 version. Those of you on a budget. But I was thinking, almost like in an Oprah moment, that I wish I could buy everyone here a $500 watch.
Thank you.
And because I think it really is, just as a symbol, it would be a symbol of that because it's about time. It's about, this election is about time. And it's about precious time and this precious planet. And it's about time that we say we're not going to take this anymore. We're not going to take this bullshit anymore. We need lifting and not grifting.
What the does that even mean? I don't even understand what that means. That sounds like some bullshit to me.
We need lifting instead of grifting? Care to elaborate on what the that even means, Mr. Pearl Jam? Anyway, next up we have another Trump-deranged rock star coming out in support of Carmelo Harris and Tim Walz. This time it is none other than Bruce Springsteen. Now this clip is about 3 minutes long. I'm going to play about a minute and a half of it because it is the same old tired rhetoric that we constantly hear from these people. Roll it.
Hi, I'm Bruce Springsteen. Friends, fans, and the press have asked me who I'm supporting in this most important of elections. And with full knowledge that my opinions no more or less important than those of any of my fellow citizens, here's my answer. I'm supporting Kamala Harris for president and Tim Walz for vice president, and opposing Donald Trump and J.D. Vance. Here's why. We are shortly coming upon one of the most consequential elections in our nation's history. Perhaps not since the Civil War has this great country felt as politically, spiritually, and emotionally divided as it does then at this moment. It doesn't have to be this way. The common values, the shared stories that make us a great and united nation are waiting to be rediscovered and retold once again. Now that will take time, hard work, intelligence, faith, and women and men with the national good guiding their hearts. America is the most powerful nation on earth, not just because of her overwhelming military strength or economic power, but because of what she stands for, what she means, what she believes in. Freedom, social justice, equal opportunity, the right to be and love who you want. These are the things that make America great. Donald Trump is the most dangerous candidate for president in my lifetime. His disdain for the sanctity of our Constitution, the sanctity of democracy, the sanctity of the rule of law, and the sanctity of the peaceful transfer of power should disqualify him from the office of president ever again.
That was the biggest load of crap I've ever heard.
All right, next up we have Rosie ODonnell, and this time, shockingly, she's not talking about Donald Trump. She's talking about Elon Musk. She thinks he's creepy. I mean, he's definitely a little odd, but creepy? I don't see it. Roll it.
Certainly is. So I think I told you in the last TikTok, or maybe I didn't, that I signed off of Twitter, X, because once he took over, I wasn't doing anything on there anyway. But then I thought, why am I leaving it up, right? So I deleted it for 1 year. And then after 1 year, you could go back if you want, but I'm not going back. I really do not enjoy Elon Musk at all. He's creepy to me. There, I said it. There, I said it. Okay, hold, please.
Go yourself.
Now, I personally feel pretty fortunate to be here on Earth during the same time period as Elon Musk, watching what he does with Tesla and Starlink and shooting rockets into space and digging tunnels. Of course, Rosie hates him because he supports Trump. Anyway, next up, so I'm going to prove to you guys real quick that we are definitely living in some kind of backwards, upside-down, bizarro world. Here we have Dr. Admiral Rachel LaVine, who is a biological man that identifies as a trans woman, talking to some other person about health. Now, let me remind you guys, Rachel LaVine is the Assistant Health Secretary for the United States and supports gender-affirming care for minors. Roll it.
Hi, I'm Admiral Rachel LaVine, and we're here talking about food is medicine. I'm so excited to speak with Leah Pryor, Executive Chef and founder of the Culinary Medicine Program at the University of Vermont Medical Center. Tell us what people should know about your model and maybe how other medical centers could replicate your model to help people.
So when I think about how we can move the needle, I really like to think, how do we get that into the hands of the practitioner? So right now, what we are really focusing on is we're focusing on building curriculum for our School of Medicine, for our School of Nursing, as well as dietetics, health coaching, and basically any type of clinician or practitioner who can use this tool.
You gotta be fucking kidding me.
Now, some of you are probably thinking, now wait a minute, Mike. That lady's message sounded pretty good. And you're probably right. However, the messenger is important when it comes to people talking about health. Anyway, next up. So here we have a throwback clip that I showed in a video a few months ago. But I saw it making its rounds on the interwebs again, and I figured I would show it one more time for those of you that haven't seen it yet. Meet Clarissa. Roll it.
So did you get your name inspiration from Shane Top?
Yeah, I done a little bit. Shane, that When I say my name's Clarissa, yeah, that. But everything else is about him. But he's my boyfriend, and I love him. I love him so much. I watched him on iCarly in all the Nickelodeon shows. But he got married, and I know who Courtney is. And my mum said I'm prettier than you, Courtney. That's what my mum said. My mum said I'm prettier than you.
Okay, that's not creepy.
Hey guys, real quick, before we go any further, I want to give a huge shout out to the sponsors of today's video. And while I'm doing that, I'm going to let this loop on the screen. Well, I guess that's one way to confuse people on whether you're a man, a woman, or a non-binary. Anyway, today's video is being brought to us by our first sponsor is none other than Pastor Bob Rogers. Pastor Bob, thank you so much for sponsoring today's video, sir. I really appreciate the support. Second sponsor of today's video is Mark and Tatiana Cotton. Mark and Tatiana, thank you guys so much for your kind words, generosity, and support. I really appreciate it. And last but certainly not least, the third sponsor of today's video is Funky Tees, the coolest t-shirts on the street. Funky Tees, thank you so much for sponsoring today's video. I really appreciate the support. So once again, today's video sponsors are Pastor Bob Rogers, Mark and Tatiana Cotton, and Funky Tees. Now, if you'd like to sponsor the next video and help support the channel, there is a PayPal link in the description box below, and I will say your full name as a sponsor of said video unless stated otherwise by you. All right, I think we've seen enough of he, she, they, them for one day. Get this off the screen, please. Oof.
What the hell is even that?
All right, next up we have this young lady who thought she could buy rolls of quarters on Amazon. Not just rolls that she could put her own quarters in. She thought she was getting rolls that came with quarters in them at a discounted price. Roll it.
I'm an idiot, and here's why. My laundry machine takes quarters. Naturally, I'm like, where does one just get quarters? So I'm like, okay, I'm gonna go on Amazon and buy quarters. You can buy like rolls of quarters on Amazon. I'm like, perfect, I'll do that. And it was like 72 rolls for $10. That the math doesn't equal up, but that's a score. Like I'm getting 72 rolls of quarter sleeves with quarters in them for $10. Like, I'm like, okay, stupid. Amazon's losing money. Get the package. Empty. It's just 72 plain quarter roll sleeves with no quarters in them. I don't really know what I was thinking.
And there seems to be no sign of intelligent life anywhere.
Next up, we have this young lady who is going to show us how she travels as a COVID-conscious person. Now, this isn't from 2 or 3 years ago. This is recently. Roll it.
This is how I travel as a COVID-conscious person. First, I use Covixel nasal spray before going to the airport, and I mask in the Uber, of course, and I always mask in the airport. When I get on the plane, I wipe down as much as I can with Clorox wipes, and I use my Pure Enrichment air purifier for the plane. I wait a little bit to eat after everyone else gets their snacks, and I plan to do as much of my activities outside as possible. When I get home, I wear a mask and test a few days in a row.
You're out of your fucking mind.
All right, next up we have this clip from the race lady over at MSNBC, Joyless Reid, saying that the Democrat Party wants to see someone punch Donald Trump. And I wonder why people are taking shots at him. Roll it.
And so I think that the people who want the fist fight are the base of the Democratic Party. Democrats want to see someone get up there and give a knuckle sandwich to Donald Trump. That's what they want.
Shut up, bitch!
I'm surprised that Joyless Reid still has a job over at MSNBC, but I guess when you're a diversity hire, they can't really fire you. Anyway, we're going to be wrapping it up with this clip of the cackling hens on The View talking about Melania Trump. Specifically this one here, Sunny Hostin. Everything she says here is completely made up in her own head. Wait, things are clearly getting very crazy out there, guys. So please take care of yourselves. Take care of each other. Till next time. Love you guys. Peace.
I think she hates him.
Yeah, well, yeah.
Okay, so we can all
That's a
agree on
given.
that. That's a given. I also think that she wants to take him out. She does not want to be the first lady anymore.
They agree with you.
She doesn't want to be the first lady. She destroyed the Rose Garden. Who hates Christmas? Melania Trump hates Christmas. She doesn't want to decorate for Christmas. She doesn't want anything to do with him. She doesn't want to sleep in the same room with him. She can't tolerate him.
Allegedly.
And she does.
Yeah, how do you know all this?
Yeah,
I don't know. You don't know all this.
Allegedly.
That's why I say allegedly.
What did you say? What the did you just say?
I think she hates him.
Yeah, well, yeah.
Okay, so we can all
That's a
agree
given.
on that. That's a given. I also think that she wants to take him out. She does not want to be the first lady anymore.
You lying ass bitch.
And you ain't black.